This week on Top of the Stack, we're talking Alex and Ada, Empty Zone, and The Surface. So join me on this week's Top of the Stack. First up, we have Empty Zone, number 1 by Jason Sean Alexander. He's the writer and the artist on this one, and this image, number 1. First off, I gotta talk about the art. The art is really good. It kind of reminds me of Lee Bermejo, who does Suiciders and a bunch of other things. He did Batman Noel. I just really like this art. I like what this artist has done, taking kind of aspects from other people and making it his own. The story, on the other hand, is a little all over the place at first. It finally winds down and then leaves you with a big question at the end. Basically, it's about a woman named Corinne who's an intelligence agent. She's like a bounty hunter for info. And she's also fighting these demons in her nightmares about, looks like something in her past. We do see that she has a mechanical arm, somewhat like Furiosa in Mad Max Fury Road. Now, it's really about her journey and trying to figure out what these dreams are about, what her past is about, who these ghosts that are bothering her are, as well as meeting these new characters. She goes to a place called the Bitwise, which is a bar. It's her local hangout. She calls it her second home. This is where all the fun takes place. We get some fun banter with her and the bartender, Tim, a woman, and then also Hank, who's her friend. He looks blind. They get some fun banter going here and there, and that's what really, in my opinion, made these characters kind of real and made me kind of care about them instead of just wondering what is going on in this thing. Like I said, the art is really dark, gritty in this dystopian world where they're just trying to live after looks like some sort of weird event happened. But overall, it ends on a very weird note with some weird corpses and ghosts and things. But overall, it's got my attention. I'm definitely picking up number 2. So Empty Zone, number 1, is getting a Michael Keaton from Geek'd. Next on the list, we got Alex and Ada, number 15. Let's take a moment of silence for Alex and Ada, number 15. No, but really, Alex and Ada, number 15 is the conclusion of this story. It is a story I have loved from the beginning. Not something I normally would have thought I was going to like. I mean, I thought, this is kind of like a chick flick, which, don't get me wrong, I mean, I don't mind a good chick flick every now and then, but I don't read romance novels, and that's kind of what this book reminded me of at first glance. But I heard a lot of good things about it, so I started picking it up, reading it, and I'm really happy I did, because there's a deeper story there than just this man and this robot finding love. I mean, I feel it hits on a lot of areas, like maybe race, or maybe like how same-sex marriage is now legal here in the United States. It kind of touches on that, but puts it into a sci-fi-ish story with a robot who becomes sentient, which is illegal, and a man that loves her. But overall, this story was great. I really liked it, and I think it's probably one of my favorites that has wrapped up recently. The art, like I always talk about, is so clean and so good. That is my main reason to keep coming back and maybe rereading issues, because it's just so pretty to look at. But like I said, this was the finale. It does wrap up, and it is a satisfying ending. So if you are reading Alex and Ada, you won't be disappointed. And if you're not, maybe get on board, because it's over and you'll soon be able to pick up all the trades and read right through it. I'm giving this one a Ben Affleck. And finally, we're going to talk about The Surface, number 3 by Alesh Kott, art by Langdon Foss, and colors by Jordi Belair. Why is this story even being told? First off, let me start by saying the art on this is amazing. Once again, just like the other issues I reviewed today, it's really a story that has more questions than answers. You're going to be asking yourself a lot while reading this. What is this? What is that? Who is this? Why is this happening? I don't get it. But that's really the fun of this comic. It makes you think. It makes you kind of look at the comic as something different than a comic you're reading. In this one, we see Nausea, the main character, kind of come out and realize that she's in almost an Inception-esque world where there's different layers of reality or subconscious, and it's all being controlled by this Jeffrey Loki guy who is the father of one of her friends. And it shows her, originally in the jungle. We find out she's not in the jungle. She's talking to this Jeffrey Loki guy. Well, she's unconscious while he's talking to her. She hears a voice, and then she's brought out of that reality into what we're assuming is the real reality. We see in this issue that Jeffrey is really obsessed with the coordinates of the surface, and he's using Nausea to trick her in her mind to telling him where they are, because she's the one who did not use her life log. And he just is obsessed with this, and it shows how he wants to rewind the clock, and he's built this machine to do it. So it's really just an interesting story that kind of makes you think about, what is life about? I mean, this kind of, the way they're all obsessed with the location of this thing, when really it's kind of about the journey, just like life. It's about the journey, not the destination. Maybe not obsessing about the big things, but living life as it's going. But overall, it's a great story. Art, amazing. These people, this was a great team to put together, from the writer to the artist to the color to the letterer. It all comes together in one great package. And this one, I am giving a Christian Bale. There were some honorable mentions on this list. There was a lot of good comics this week, but I could not review all of them. I like to stick to 3. So on the honorable mentions list is Southern Bastards, Doomed, and Martian Manhunter. Well, that's it for Top of the Stack. What did you read from this? What did you think of these ones that I reviewed? Let me know in the comments below. Make sure you like, comment, and share. And come back next week for the weekly pull. And again, stay geeked up and always hug a xenomorph. Are you looking for E3 coverage but you don't have much time? Well, you come to the right place. This is E3 in under 5 minutes. Beyond Thunderdome, not a road warrior.
I don't suggest you go.
The Morton Joe has an army who don't hardly play. I warned you, have a lovely day.